joined by Myren Harris. Big game for you guys today, a 43-26 victory over Wayne State. Huge second half, 31 points in that second half for you. 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns, 67 and 35 yards. You finished with 156 yards on the day. I'm assuming there was a pretty passionate halftime speech there by Coach Sparky. Kind of what was the message going into halftime?
You know, one thing about Spark is Spark knows how to get his guys going. So coming in at halftime, he just, told us to, don't let our foot off the gas and keep pounding, and we was gonna have a breakthrough game. And we did just that. Coach Russ calling the right plays, the O-line opened up the holes, and then Preston coming up, with some big catches, and you got Kendall busting it down for 2. It's just all like momentum changers and like game changers. So just feeding off that energy, it's only right that we had to finish the way we did.
Yeah, you guys in the first half with those 12 points. Early on, it's kind of a bit of a momentum swing as they come down the field and have a very long, sustained drive, but then you guys get a PAT return by Christian Jones. Did that kind of help early on?
Oh, yeah. I mean, right after they go down and score, that was huge. That's just a momentum changer, let alone. It may not seem like it, but if that didn't happen, I mean, the game could have gone a lot worse or just a lot different. So the fact that, Christian Jones capitalized on the opportunity with, I think it was Jay White, pushing a guy and pushing the ball, able for him to scoop and score for C. Jones to take it the distance. That's all we had to do.
You guys have a big game next week. What are your thoughts about traveling to Roosevelt?
I mean, each week, Spark make sure that our motto is it's just about us. We have to, just keep getting better as a team and keep, trying to reach the goals that we're trying to reach. So at the end of the day, that comes by practice, day by day, just building our trust, like within each other and just relying on each other and not worrying about the man to our left or right, but just keeping our tunnel vision and just focusing on doing our job. That's our main focus, like for the week.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Joined now by Deeb Alawan, and for you, Deeb, excellent game for you. 6 total tackles, 1.5 sacks for a loss of 7 yards. Just talk about your guys' defensive performance today.
We started off a little slow. I mean, we came out and they were running a lot of stuff, a lot of smoke and mirrors, getting off balance and stuff. But then we came in at halftime, and our coaches said, just do our 111th, trust the guy next to you, and that's what we came out and did. So.
In the first half, Champion Edwards for them really had a good first half, and for whatever reason, might have got banged up on a play. He didn't play in the second half. That really seemed to be a big of a momentum turn for you guys, and you guys really kind of pinned your ears back and stopped them offensively.
Yeah, that was a big momentum change, and once we knew he was out of the game, we knew we could pin our ears back and get after him as a pass rushing group, and excel in that.
Again, with your defense, they ended up having 330 total yards in the contest, but not very much in the second half. Kind of what was the strategy going into that second half for you guys to prevent them from putting it in the end zone until late in the fourth quarter?
Like I mentioned earlier, Coach Walk, Coach Mack, everyone came in the locker room and they said, just do your 111th and trust one another. So that's what we did as a defense. We knew we had to rally together and forget everything that was smoke and mirrors and just go out there and do our job. So.
All right, thank you so much. Post-game reaction with head coach Sparky McEwen. You guys with a 43-26 victory over Wayne State. I had asked Myren this same question, but coming into halftime, you guys were trailing 19-12. So what was the message at half?
Well, the message at half was, if they want to continue to keep themselves in the race and give themselves a chance, to have a shot at a championship, that they're going to have to play better, in the second half. And we felt that it had nothing to do with skill players. It had everything to do with the trenches, and we felt like they were winning the war in the trenches on both sides of the ball. Wayne State came here ready to play football, and I knew they would. The way that they're coached, the cultures he's building. Our guys came out. And, Wayne took some nice shots at us, and I'm proud of my boys, the way they responded, because it's easy, to roll over at that point. But my guys got up off the mat, and they responded the way that I think and felt they could.
Champion Edwards goes out to start that second half of play. They do bring in some other guys at the quarterback position. That really seemed to fire up your defense and really was a big outcome in this contest.
Well, I don't want to say that that had anything to do with firing up our defense. What had to do with our defense being fired up is the fact that at halftime we had a conversation. We had to do some soul searching. And, at that point, it's never about the opponent at that point in time. It's about us. We really felt like we did not answer the way that we should have answered, when they came out and they threw the punch. Now, with that being said, I felt that the boys came out in the second half and they did just what, we expect of them. We had a couple other things that happened in the second half. I wanted to sustain it the rest of the way, but there was a 3rd and long, and we get a silly, personal foul. It was an effort penalty, though, and I'm proud of my guys. They give great effort, but we just got to be smart in big downs like a 3rd and 16 or 17. You just don't want to be able to give guys first downs.
At one point in that second half, and I took a look at the stats, and we had about 55 yards rushing, but boy, did that change in that fourth quarter. Myren with a couple big runs, and you guys, for the contest, end up running for 240 yards. So talk about your offensive line, especially in that fourth quarter, in their execution.
We challenged them at halftime. We felt like, in the first half that, Wayne was taking the fight to us, and we challenged our guys. We challenged our guys that, play the game the right way. You have to be people movers in there, and we needed to match Wayne State's energy and then some. Those were the exact words, and I felt like they did that, all the way to the end, and our guys know that, this is going to be the expectations from this point forward. And, Ryan, I've talked about, maturity and growing. I felt like this is just another stage for us, to grow as a football team if we want to continue to play meaningful games.
All right, good luck next week at Roosevelt.
Go Panthers.